going to be addressing the affordable housing component. I'm going to have Bob speak about the homelessness component. So my background is as an urban planner. I've actually done a lot of the rezonings that took place between 2003 and 2013 in Queens in particular to protect neighborhoods from overdevelopment. But I've also spoken publicly many times about dealing with affordable housing issues, and I was actually one of the people who was fighting against what's called ZQA-MIH, which is zoning for quality and affordability and mandatory inclusionary housing, because of the fact that it's a very flawed program. And we've seen that it's a flawed program through what has happened, because since it's been adopted, literally one rezoning has been passed in East New York against tremendous opposition in that community itself. Now, why was there tremendous opposition in the one community that it passed, where the councilman voted against the wishes of the community there? Because it didn't actually address affordability in that district. In that district, a typical average family of three makes $30,000 a year. And the problem is the way that ZQA and MIH are set up, the only way affordable housing can be generated is through a rezoning, which increases the density dramatically in an area, and B, the numbers are actually for much higher income levels, up to $120,000 per family, which again, in East New York, it's 4 times the average of that community. So I've actually, as I said, I've dealt with this issue. I've looked at it throughout the entire country. The best way to approach this is to come up with a new plan. And the new plan is simple. Right now we have what's called as-of-right development in the city of New York. Now, there's R1 through R10 zones. R1 through R5 are considered low and moderate, middle density. R6 through R10 zones are considered high density. That's what generates really the big developments that you start seeing on places like Queens Boulevard in Queens in particular. I propose that all R6 through R10 zones have as-of-right affordable housing built into it. What does that mean? It means that if you're going to build an 800-unit building on the Upper East Side, you must build affordable housing into that building. If you're going to build a 500-unit building on Queens Boulevard, you must build affordable housing into that building without any negotiations with the city. If you want to build higher, then you can have a discussion. Then there should be a negotiation. But really, there should be a baseline. This all comes down to profits for developers. That's what this is all about. It's really simple. I know this because I'm in the field. When they look at a project, they have to see what their return is going to be. And that return is never less than 35%. What does this mean? If there's an $80 million project, it's going to cost $80 million to build a project, they expect $40 million in profits. So, my response to that is, and again, the response of the Reform Party, is to say, if you're going to build for the lowest income threshold, and the threshold should be based on zip code or community board or neighborhood, not on the metropolitan average, which is totally skewed, because obviously the people on the Upper East Side are making a lot more than the people in Brownsville and East New York. If you're going to be doing this, there should be a minimum 15% affordable units for lowest income, 25% for middle income. And if you're going to do supportive housing, which is a very wide range, it should be 10%. Okay, that's really the threshold we're talking about. And then if developers want to build higher and bigger, then you can negotiate additional affordability. If you look at the numbers, it takes a bite out of developers' profits, but it does not take a bite out of communities. And by doing this, we will actually catch up to the affordability situation. The problem is every time these rezonings occur, as we're seeing, it actually spurs on gentrification in a neighborhood. And that is not what the people of the city of New York want. So really, that's my proposal in a nutshell. I'm happy to answer more on that. I want to turn it over to Bob. It's great. So I'll answer questions in a minute. Thank you.